Good afternoon, everybody. I think we're live now. I've got nothing popping up on my wee phone. I'm just going to keep a wee eye out to see if we've gone live. Yes, we are. We'll pop up so I can see any comments coming through. Come up. So, as you know, I always do art. Normally do art when I'm on with you on Cam TV. So I'm going to do something a wee bit different today. You've seen me paint on everything. You've seen me paint on canvases, you've seen me paint on poster board, but I thought I would do something just that wee bit different today. And the reason that I've titled this Art Meets Nature is I'm going to paint on a leaf today. So when I was out for a walk with the base on Monday, on a wee walk around Riverside Park and around the trim trail, and I saw these big massive leaves. Now I think these are sycamore leaves. If anybody's good at their leaves, they'll be able to tell me whether it is or not. So hello Gary, see your wee comment coming through there. So I think these are sycamore leaves, don't quote me on it, just in case there's anybody who can tell me differently. But I saw these big sycamore leaves when I was out on a walk with the base, and I thought they would be really nice to paint on, and it would be something different. So I'm going to paint a wee scene on a leaf. So I brought this in on Monday, picked it on Monday, so it's a wee bit dry, it's a wee bit brittle. I had it pressed between a sketch pad and then loads of stuff sitting on top of it to keep it nice and flat, stop it curling up when it was inside. And I've also went and picked a fresh one today just in case this one's a wee bit dry and we can do something on this one. So this one's a wee bit more bendy, this one's a wee bit drier. So I'm going to see how this goes. It's the first time I've ever painted on a leaf, so we're making history here. First time I've ever done it, and first time that a lot of you have probably seen someone painting on a leaf. So yeah, going to paint a wee design. You know I love painting wee scenery and picturesque things, so I'm going to do a wee bit of scenery on it, see how it works out. We're going to have to be very careful, because like I say, it is quite dry. So we might use a combination of brushes and sponges to achieve what we want to achieve here. So yeah, that's it. I'll keep a wee eye in the comments and chat with you as we go along. Like always, everything that I do is quite easy to follow along. If you have paints and you're sitting at home and you want to do it, you can go for it. You can follow along, or you can go back and watch it. It's all very simple. I by no means am I an artist or a masterpiece maker. I just enjoy doing it, so if I can do it, you can do it, so definitely give it a go. So we'll get started. I'll get my paints in. I've already picked what colours I'm going to go for today, so I've got a wee scene in my head, and you know I like doing like dark skies with bright colours and things like that, so I'm going to do one of those, see how we get on. If we've got time, I'll switch over to the other leaf and maybe do something else as well, so we'll see how we go. So yes, doing art today, Gary. Hello everybody that's popped on. Hello Emma, and hello Darren. Hello Lauren, and hello Ben, and hello Colin. I see Colin's on too. There is a wee post up, Ben, thanks for that. I see your wee message there about No People's Forum with Linda. So thank you for that. So let's get on with it. I'm going to put some paint in the wee tray here. So we'll start with the lighter stuff, because I'm going to use certain paints. So I'm using a wee bit of white. Oh, you can't see that on the tray there. A wee blob of white. I'm going to use a light blue. Light blue. If there's some in it, I might have to go and get another one. It's quite empty. Oh, there's a wee bit in it. Bubbling. I'm going to go round in a wee circle of the colours. I'm going to use colour by colour, so you'll see how it all changes with shade. So next one I'm going to go for is a rose pink. I'm going to use a bit of rose pink. lime blue. Pop it down. And then we'll go phthalo, the deep dark blue. Give it a go. Just a wee bit darker. And I'm going to go a nice violet purple as well, just in this wee tube. I'm going to use some of it. If there's some in it, I think there's a wee bit left. There we go. So, I'm going to pop some on with a wee brush. And I'll start just in the middle here. So I'm going to pop on with the brush first of all. Then I'll maybe use a wee bit of sponge to see how it looks. So we'll go with our white here first. Ooh, it's different painting on a leaf. I've never painted on a leaf before, so it's definitely different. It's not like anything I've ever done before. Texture's very weird, very strange. But I'm excited to see how it turns out because I'm sure it's going to be quite pretty. So that's my reasoning for behind it. I like pretty things. I like things that draw your eye. And I like nature as well. Balmoney Base found that out the other day when we were out for a wee walk, because I was taking in all the sights and sounds of all the birds and different things too. So okay, so whack the white on. We can stick with the same brush because we're going like on a colour wheel really. So we're going to go with our pink next. Oh, yes. We'll go pink next. I've gone around the way wrong. So I'm going to go a wee bit pink next. Lauren, you were down the beach this morning. Very good. It was so good. A wee bit duller this morning, but it's still quite warm out there. Well, Tamsin, looking forward to how the leaf turns out. So am I. I'm quite excited to see how it turns out, Tamsin. So with the pink, I'm just going on the edges of where I was with the white. I'm not going right on to cover the white. So as you can see, I'm just going around the edges with this pink. I'm just slapping it on whatever way. It doesn't really matter what way you put it on, because I think we probably will use the sponge to blend this all through. So I'm just going all the way around. I feel like when I get closer to the edges, because it's quite crispy, the leaf, I'm going to have to be very careful not to break it. So just paint in where you see any wee gaps of green coming through. Just put a wee bit more on. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect either, because we're going to go on with a sponge and change it up a wee bit. It's just hard to get in around all the wee nooks and crannies on a leaf. So that's our pink done. So I'm just going to wipe the brush off a wee bit, and I'm going to go for this light blue next. I'm going to go same again, just on the outskirts of the last colour I painted. This is quite nice. Colours are blended quite nicely on the edge before you even touch it with a sponge. So I'll try and get these colours on as quickly as possible. And then we'll do a wee blend. So it's lovely actually. Getting more excited now the more that I do. Let's check the comments. So tell me what you're all doing today. Is anyone doing anything different? Are you at home? right at base or right at tech or anywhere else. So I'm just looking for any wee gaps here that I can cover. Don't want any wee gaps popping up with the green coming through. I think that's enough for the light blue. I'll go to my next blue, which is the ultramarine blue. I'll go just on the outside here with the ultramarine. Still got to get 2 other colours on this, so I hope there's enough room to go around here to get all of the colours on. It's going on quite well. Some of the colours are blending already and mixing, so we're probably just going to dab over the top with the sponge just to help them mix a wee bit. And then we're going to do shadows like I always do with the black over the top, just to pop wee details in, trees, things like that. So there we go, it's looking good. So I'm going to give that a wee wipe and go on to my next blue, the darker one. Just going to touch in on the edge of that other one that I've just done. The more I do this now, the more I'm excited to see what it looks like. Oh, I can hear the horn of the coffee van. My microphone might have picked that up, you might have heard that. Okay, so that's enough for the blue. We're going to go our purple now. So we've got a lot more room for the purple. I'm going to go right around the edges with this purple. This is where I want to be a bit more careful. Like I said, the leaf is quite dry, so I don't want to tear the leaf as I go around the edges. I'm just going to be careful as I can here. But the other leaf won't be as dry because it's been picked fresh today, so it'll maybe work a wee bit better, but we'll see how this one turns out first. It's sliding everywhere on me. Looks lovely so far. You might put my finger on the stem and hold it in place so I can get around it all. I'm glad that I've got sheet down because the amount of paint going all around this leaf is going everywhere. I tend to be quite messy whenever I'm painting and doing art. I don't think about the tidy up operation after the clean up operation. And I'm sure there's a few of you that are the same. So with the sponge I'm just going to dab lightly over the top to blend these. I'm not going to scrub across it or anything. Wee light dab. So that's a paint all the way around the leaf. Covered all those wee gaps. I'm going to start in the middle where we were. I'm just going to go around from colour to colour. You've seen me do this technique with the sponge before hundreds of times. Ooh, I'm getting a wee bit sticky now. you lift it and move it. But you want to be quite gentle with this too, like I said, because you don't want the leaf tearing. You've gone into all the effort of picking it a few days before and flattening it and pressing it so that it stays nice for you. Just dab, 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 dab is all we're doing here. So we dab with the sponge. Ooh. So, I wonder if there's a way I can lift this to show you. Just a bit closer, you can see all the different colours. The lighting's not bright, it's not great in here. So that's our background done. Thank you. That's our background done on our wee leaf. So the next thing that we want to do is add a wee bit of detailing. So this is where we get our finer brushes, and we use our black. So we're doing a wee silhouette over the top. I'm going to actually take a wee bit, I'm going to run a wee bit of each colour on the corner of this sponge. I'm just going to paint this stem as well, because it's standing out all green. And so, there we go. So, we need a few different wee brushes for this. So we've got a really fine wee brush for doing fine detail, because we're going to use a wee bit of white to put wee dots around. And we're going to use another brush, we're going to use a bit of black to make our silhouettes of our trees, like we normally do. And then I'm going to leave it to dry, and hopefully it turns out to be a masterpiece. You never know. We'll see how we get on. So I'm just going to take a wee bit of black here. I'm going to try and set that on there because I've got a nice sheet protecting my desk. And get a wee bit of black out. So from here you can just paint whatever you want. Like I said, I'm going to paint some wee silhouettes of a background and things like that. That's what I normally like to paint. So I'll show you what I'm doing, and then it's up to you if you want to try something different if you give this a go at home. I'm just going to find the right brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a bit of black down around the bottom, and then I'll get the fine brush, like I said, for detail, and I'm going to do some trees like I've done before with you, and then I'll maybe do a wee half moon or something up here where it's darker, and dot some wee stars around. So let's go for it. Let's get this black in around the bottom, see how we get on. It's probably going to be quite dark with a contrast to light, and if you go over your white in the middle, it doesn't really matter. You can see your blend of your colours anyway, so it doesn't really matter what you do. And everybody's art's different as well. What you like to do and what I like to do are two different things. We've got different interests as well, so some of you might paint trees, some of you might paint different things. You can hear Linda. I'm sure you can all probably hear Linda, because the microphone in here is quite sensitive, so it picks up quite a bit. That's normally something that happens if Linda needs help with something. You'll hear her shouting on us all for a bit of help with computer tasks or something. So I'm just going on the bottom wee bit of this. I'm sure you can see the black on your screen. I'm just going to do a straight line across with the black first of all. Then I'm going to put a few wee lines in where I want trees, and I'll show you how to make them look like fir trees. And I'll put those last wee details in with the white like I told you. So, I'm going to set that brush down for a wee second. I'm going to go for my black again. I'm just going to do some wee lines up and down, okay? So you can steady your brush by hold on to it with another finger, like I'm doing now. And you want to just go nice and slowly and nice and gently. That's what I tend to do. If you get less paint on your brush, the thinner the line will be as well. So I've gone a wee bit thicker there on that one. So I'm going to leave a wee bit more of a gap between this one and the next one, because I'm going to make it taller. So I'm going to go down as slowly and gently as I can. So here we go. Maybe yeah, you can see the wee lines. I can see them on my screen. So I'm just going to keep going across, doing a mix of tall ones and small ones to start with. A wee short one, a wee small one like me. Go. Another wee one just above it. Just keep a wee gap between them. Yeah. And then I'll go another tall one. I hope this dries nice and flat. This leaf, no, bends up. But whenever it does dry, and the paint's all completely dry, I'm going to put it in a book again, put weight on it, flat it down, and then we can keep it. So, if you really wanted to, I'm sure you could go on again and go over when it's all dry and left it a couple of days. If you want to paint the design on the other side, you could probably do that as well. So, got all my lines for my wee trees put in. So now I'm going to take a wee thinner lining brush that I can go sideways with. So I'll show you what that looks like on the page instead of the leaf. So you can see the lines that I'm doing there. So I'm going to try and do that from the top, going a wee bit wider towards the bottom to make them look like trees. So if you've got too much on, just dab a wee bit of paint off. You just gotta go nice and gentle. Like I told you before, just going from top to bottom. And a wee bit wider with each tree as you go towards the bottom. This looks really cool. I'm really excited about this now. It looks so nice. I'm actually quite surprised at how nice it looks. And it's not really taking a lot of effort for me to do either, so like I say, it's something you'll be able to do at home. No problem. Just looks so cool when you're sat right in front of it, guys. I hope when I go to show you it still looks as cool. Just move the wee leaf around because I don't want it sticking to the. Is it starting to do? Not sticking to the board that I've got it on. I'm just going to move it over here a wee bit. Finish these trees. And then I'll hopefully be able to show you what it looks like. Maybe there. Nearly done. Then I'm going to take a wee bit of white and put those wee details in like I said. So I'm going to give this wee fine brush a wee wipe. So that's what I was using. There's my whites. Can't find them. So I'm going to put a wee bit of white in now. Kind of like my wee stars and possibly a wee half moon, something like that. Just going to give this a wee wipe first. See if it's painting white or grey, because I don't want to go grey. There we go. So, I need a wee bit more white out. So I'm going to get just a wee bit more white squeezed on there. I'm going to go very tiny wee drops first. So I'm going to use this fine brush again that I was using before. The wee fine tip, the wee fine point. Just touch a wee bit of white. So you can use the technique that I've shown you before where you splat. Sometimes you get really big blobs. We don't want really big blobs on this because it's such a fine wee piece. Being on a leaf. You don't want big massive blobs of paint to ruin it. I'm going to paint a wee moon up at the top. I do this without my sleeve going into some paint. Which, I tell you now, is not easy, guys. Just dab off. I'm going to do this wee technique now. I think I've got some white paint on my forehead there, guys. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to lift this for you to show you. What it looks like. And maybe just do a wee line, couple of wee lines like we shooting stars. Some wee straight lines. With the white. going to try and lift it now. Show you just before we go. Fingers crossed. Lift it in one piece. I'm going to just lift the camera down. Cam. There we are. There we have it. That is our painted scene on a leaf. Very different, something I've never done before, but really enjoyable. And it's turned out quite nice. Put it back up there. This is going to go dark and you're not going to be able to see me in a second. Yep, there you go. So thanks again guys for coming on and watching me. I love having you on to do some art. Always enjoy it. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I know you can't really see me very well at the minute. It's just the lighting, the window. Not much I can do about the lighting in here. But hope you enjoyed that. Really easy to do. It's taken me no time at all. Half an hour again, we've created something beautiful that you can keep and put up in the house. So give it a go at home. If you do give it a go, get them sent in and let me see them. I love seeing art. I've told you hundreds of times, I love seeing your drawings, your paint by numbers, your coloured in crafts, everything like that. So I'd be really excited to see if anyone's tried it. And if you do try it, have fun, enjoy it. As I say, it's not always what it turns out like at the end. It's how you feel when you're doing it and if you enjoy doing it at the time. So give it a go, and thanks for joining me, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.